What's up, everyone? Welcome to episode 37 of Damn That's Good with Big Salinas Barbecue. I'm Randy Salinas, of course, joined by my ugly brother, Junior Salinas. We got a good, fun episode going on for you this episode. Let's get this party started.
Oh, now you gonna turn to me? This is gonna be a rough show. Just telling you right now, because everybody knows I make the show. Hey, it's Junior. We had a great episode last week. Uh, Dove into some inside the pit when we were talking about do you soak your wood in water before you smoke it out there, or you don't? And the consensus was no. Um, so then we just talked about some other stuff. We'll get into a little Memorial Day cooking, what we all cooked, and then we will dive into what hold, and we also have another inside the pit as well question that we'll get into. But let's go into it right away. But first, thank you to our sponsors, which are
Holy Smoke Spice Company, Brothers Keepers Barbecue, Prairie Fresh, Meat Hugger, and of course, Mad Cow Cutlery. And then, of course, our small business shout out for the week, or for episode 37, I should say. Mine is going to be Ugly Drum Smokers of Florida. If you've come across this stuff on TikTok, be sure to check him out. Ugly Drum Smokers Florida. He's got some amazing, good-looking drums out there. He's also an award-winning cook out there in Florida. So if you're in Florida or if you just want a brand new drum, hit him up. If you got an idea, crazy idea, does not matter. Hit him up. He will walk you through everything, and he'll take care of you. And just let him know Big Salinas Barbecue sent you. And that is my small business shout out of episode 37. You got one?
Ew. I'm redoing one actually that I told him I'd hit it back up again. And that's Mr. Ronnie Achor from Keller Williams Realty Inc. You can find him on Facebook. Is the easiest way. He does answer his messages very quick. That's Ronnie Achor, Aroche. He will sell you. He'll find you land. He'll sell you your house. He'll do whatever you need him to do. And he takes it. He loves his job. He takes it very seriously, and he's always selling or buying properties for people, helping them close on houses and getting it all done. He will definitely get you in the right direction from there. So if you want somebody that's going to take good care of you in this crazy market, he is your man. Just tell him Junior from Big Salinas Barbecue sent, and he will give you the 5-star treat. That's my small business shout out. But let's get into it. Little Memorial Day talk. But before we do that, a little small. It came down. We tape this like just to let people know we do tape it on Wednesdays, and on June 1st, some news came down that Marion Barber was found dead in his apartment this afternoon. So we will a little moment of silence for Beast Mode, the back in the day for the Cowboys when he did his thing. So prayers go out to his family as they go through this difficult time. And like I said, just a quick moment of silence. All righty. He wouldn't want it long. Can almost tell you that. But let's get into it. Like I said, Memorial Day was a good thing. I did try to smoke my first brisket on the Weber kettle. We'll get into a segment on that, on some tips on that. But Randy, in front of the world, what did you think of the brisket? Because it couldn't have been done without your guidance and assistance. See, I'll give you a
Right.
little
That's
love.
right.
I'll give you a little love, unlike you.
I'll cook that brisket. No,
Still
I
be
mean
prepared.
it was good. I mean, I thought the point was tender. The point was good. When the meat itself, I mean, when you get low quality, cheap brisket, it's gonna be dry. So I mean, we knew going into it, it was gonna be somewhat dry, but it was just all about flavor and tenderness. Tenderness, I thought was good. Of course, when I told you uh, grain was, and then I looked back down and I saw you were cutting it wrong. Just a little minor mistake, but you kind of did adjust it a little bit. But just kind of growing pains. Um, you hadn't cut a brisket in a while, so we'll chalk that up to rust. Um, but you also do need some sharp knives and a cutting board. So
Maybe I need to go
definitely
to
some.
Mad Cow Cutlery.
Yep.
Get me some
Definitely
knives. You're
get you
definitely
some
right.
sharp knives.
I need a cutting board. I know Johnny Magnums have some custom ones that they sponsor. May have to look into that to send it to Chelsea for some Father's Day ideas. But definitely will be something I'm doing it again. Like I said, I think the we had some friends over, some friends of Chelsea, and they kind of said that they thought it was good, but they knew I was hard on myself because you want better than you should, and you should always want to do better. It was happy. They ate it. Everybody ate it, so it was good. But like I said, it was the first time we tried it on an actual Weber kettle for both of us, so um, it was not bad at all. We'll have to try it again. We'll see if the briskets go back on sale as well. That could have been it too. You get those Kroger special briskets for $1.97 with a coupon or something like that. You're not getting the best brisket in the world. So we'll have to see what it goes from there. But what do you think, other than the cutting mistake, what do you think I could improve
Uh, trimming it a little bit better, but that's where having sharp knives come into play. Um, Other than that, like I said, the brisket was good. Definitely, it's gonna take practice, especially on a Weber. First time out doing it, definitely it's gonna take a lot of practice. Uh, but as you learn the Weber and you learn, trimming the briskets, getting everything down, uh, the taste is gonna get better as you go for sure.
for sure? And I've already got some knives looking at it. I will get on there and get the look at some cutting boards. I may just go with the cheaper one like you do. Your kind of throwaway ones and buy it because I don't use it that often, so I don't anticipate it would be a whole lot for me to do it that way. But we will go from there. And like I said, just some improvement. I did season it with that noble and that holy garlic combination. Threw the holy garlic on there first, let it sit for a little bit on the top, then threw the no the noble rub, let it sit for just a few minutes, and then flipped it, getting the back again, same method, and then the sides as well. And it did turn out pretty good. It turned out good, had some smoke ring to it. So all in all, I would call it a success. We won't call it an overall success. It's not like we were joking a first place brisket or anything, but it would have been something I think I would have been had I cut it right. I think it would have been okay at a turn in for sure. Uh, Other than that, we did cook some hamburgers and hot dogs as we were spending a little time with our sister and Mason and brother-in-law Jeff and niece Victoria and Brooklyn before Mason heads off to OSU. So that was all fun from there. So let us know what you did on your Memorial Day, just as you got to spend it with family, hopefully, and definitely remembering those that have given their lives for us to be able to just do this show and live in this country. What are your thoughts on that? Any other final
Yeah,
thoughts?
definitely let us know what y'all cooked up. I know probably was a bunch of hamburgers, hot dogs. I know a lot of people cooked up some briskets around here in DFW. So definitely let us know. Um, and certainly, always got to remember those on Memorial Day who gave up the ultimate sacrifice to allow us to do what we do. Uh, certainly uh, shout out to them and their families. Um, but yeah, this weekend was a lot of busy. We're all busy, from graduation, cooking one day, getting up the next day to cooking again. Definitely no rest this weekend. Friday, like I said, I had one job. Luckily enough to be able to finish everything, get it done, packed up, ready, so I can head over to Mason's graduation, deliver it. Go to lunch, And then wake up on Saturday and do it again. Saturday, definitely we did try something totally different. I know the part of you were at, you had it. We talked about the last episode. Beef tongue and liver. Our dad definitely did those. He seasoned the beef tongue with Morton season all, I believe is what it is, and then just put it in crock pot, with water and just let it sit there. Turned it, I think, every hour or so. Got it real tender and it come out, really delicious. Uh, the liver was good, but I'm not a kind of a fan of it. And, it's kind of bland for me. But he did say it is kind of an acquired taste.
It
That he did do
definitely
in the oven
is.
because the pieces were very very small as you saw.
They the liver and tongue did get good reviews from being there. It is something we have never really done. The tongue came out really good. It was very tender, very good. That one was basically gone. They had enough for like another burrito or another street taco, whatever you would like to do with it. The liver did make its way, but there was a lot of it. It wasn't big, but there was a lot of it. So, and unfortunately, with the liver, there are no such thing as saving it and reheating it. So, because as you reheat it, it dries out every time. So, once you cook it, you got to kind of eat it and do it. So, but it was good. Was one of those I think we learned how we do it again to kind of save those for the last so that we can deliver it hot and there's no reheating necessary, but it's not like we get them very often for sure. But they were good reviews for them. So I think he definitely nailed that cook out of his thing. But yeah, you talk about graduations. Friday alone was crazy. Get up for Masons, go to the place. What did you think of the restaurant?
The restaurant I thought was good. The food was definitely good. Mine was not hot. We both had the same thing. We had it was called sriracha chicken and waffles.
Yep.
And I knew going in I wanted the chicken and waffles. I didn't care how hot it was. Just give me the chicken and waffles. Mine wasn't very hot. It was a good little kick. Uh, but someone on here, not going to mention any names, thought it was really, really, really hot. And
Now,
most of the people in our family who do hot stuff were even too. They couldn't finish it.
they it was hot. Mine was hot, but I think I had, like I said, I had a little bit more sriracha. And when they outlined it, it was a pretty good thick outline of the bowl. And so I got that as well. Now, when I could keep it away from that, it was, it had a
It
little
was like a
kick, but
mild.
not, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still ate it. But even Brooklyn, who can handle, he said it was hot. So it was good place, good eating. Anytime the sister wants to buy you some food, we're gonna let her, and it's gonna be good. Anytime I'm gonna buy food, so that was good for sure. The dessert was pretty good, but like I said, it had a little kick. But that's when I saw the menu. I'm with you. That's what I wanted. There was no. I
Okay.
looked down. I said chicken and waffles. There you go. I could have, I guess, asked, "Hey, can I get no sriracha on it?" If I wanted to, they probably would have been like, "Okay, cool, no problem." But I didn't. I wanted to see how it was, how they ordered it, but not bad at all. Then, of course, that evening, you had to get back to the grill, had to get back to the pit. You had to start cooking. I had to go to another graduation. I had two graduation ceremonies. It was just a long day for sure. And it was funny about it is halfway through the second graduation, we're playing with Eden, and me and Chelsea look at each other and we hit that little. Uh, we know what that is. Eden had a little, had it her an accident, but in her diaper, so I had to go run and change them. Little upset with the people there that they have a family restroom for that reason. And the guys didn't want to walk 12 extra steps, 10 extra steps to use the men's restroom. They use that one. So I had to do some creative thinking to get her changed and get back so I could see the person cross the stage who we did. But all in all, good fun day, good fun weekend, pretty much nonstop the whole weekend.
Yep.
I didn't even, Sunday we had a bunch to do. hanging out with the Edens one last time before they moved to Tennessee. So that was kind of the slowest day of it because anytime you're out there cooking in this heat, it gets hot. We need to send that back up to Johnny Mags and them up north. Give them that heat. We're not meant for it. Not yet, at least. But what else you got, sir?
I mean, that's it. I mean, like I said, weekend was busy. We were busy.
Yeah, it has. And I mean, we had parties to go to, housewarming party for Chris, our producer, who does a great job. You finally got your championship belt. I'm sure it will make it an appearance here if you go to YouTube. Definitely hit that subscribe, hit that like button, and share it so that we can up there. Plus, anywhere you get your podcast, listen to it and like it. Help the channel grow. But let's take a quick break and we will be back with Inside the Pit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Ooh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
All right, let's get into cool story, bro. Thank you for being patient, Troy. I could see you wanting to blow up over there. Let's not waste it though.
All right, so cool. Well, like it's kind of like I was ready to go, and
Okay, let's work yourself up though, bro.
Okay,
Like, get
yeah.
it
All
going,
right,
bro.
everybody. Troy. Hell
all
yeah.
right, cool story, bro. Here we go. I got 7 today, so we'll save some.
Yeah.
But you got some choices today. First one is look, Ma, one hand. Next one is it's a bird. It's a plane. Is it paper? The third one is stag party. Damn idiots. And the next one is oh shit, Alabama at it again.
How many is that?
That's 4.
All right.
And then you got Mysterious Cube, SNL Shake Up, and Alien Spies, you say.
Who's
And
picking
today, I'm gonna let Dean go first again. I like the
I think I want to go with the very first one.
look, Ma, one hand.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's a story about birth defects, but please continue.
All right, welcome back. It's time for that segment Inside the Pit, where I go and I ask some questions on a couple of groups that we are on Facebook. Like I said, if you want us to ask any questions or help build some stuff to the group, definitely just send us an invite to either Junior Salinas on Facebook or Randy Salinas, and we will join it and we will ask questions. We will participate in it because I think it's fun. I think you get a good, you can learn a lot from different people and just kind of get everybody's take. Plus, you get to see what everybody's cooking, and you'll see some interesting things for sure. But I asked the question, and of course, we're going to ask it to Randy. The question is cooking a brisket, since I cooked the brisket the first time. You're on the Weber kettle, you're cooking the brisket. Is it fat side down or fat side up? And why? What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Salinas?
I'm cooking on what?
You're cooking a brisket. Let's say, and I think I have to clarify because a lot of people, I have gotten people saying it depends on what you do.
It depends on what you're
If you're cooking it on your drums or on Dorothy, your offset smoker, how are you cooking your brisket?
So one is going to depend on where the heat source is coming from. On the Weber kettle, drum smokers, pit grills, or pellet smokers. Those I would probably go fat side down just to protect the meat. If you're cooking on maybe like a reverse flow offset, you can definitely probably go either or. But probably I would recommend going fat side down just because the heat is going to travel across the bottom and then come back. So you may have some more heat towards the bottom of the brisket, so which is why I say I'd probably go with fat side down on a traditional offset. On what I cook on, on Dorothy, I go fat side up just because the heat source most of the time is coming from the top and going down, and I want to protect the meat. No, when I first got into it, a lot of people were saying, Facebook, YouTube, it's fat doesn't bark, or the seasoning doesn't stick to bark. It does. Yeah, so seasoning doesn't stick to the fat, and it does. Um, you just have to let it rest a little bit before you put it on there. So, like I said before, when I season my briskets, I'm gonna season them at least an hour before, throw them on the pit, just so that way it gets a little bit up there. Um, but yeah, definitely, it just kind of like I said, it just kind of depends on the heat source. The heat source is coming from the bottom. Definitely protect the meat and go fat side down. If it's coming from the top, or it's kind of coming a long way, so you can go either one. Does not matter. Does not make a difference. Both are gonna taste good. If you got an offset smoker, definitely try it both ways and see what you think. Uh, you know, don't listen to people on TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Try it your way. Just try it your way. Just try it both different ways and see which one you prefer.
That is correct. I did one as we have him here. And one guy said he said try it both ways, come up with your own way. Beautiful. You could not say it any better than that. A bunch of people, some said pellet smokers, or other ones just like you said, they will do it fat side down to protect the meat on your Weber kettles or on your drum smokers, because the heat could come up and it could scorch your meat to where your meat burns and then tastes bad. So you don't want that for sure. But if they're doing it in like Dorothy, your offset, they will do it fat side up. So that way he gets that bark on the fat. And that is true, because when you get if you can get that bark on that fat when it's done that way, it's a different taste. It's unbelievable. It's awesome, I think. But I think it's right. Like you said, we cooked mine down and it really protected the meat. Some say top just because they think the juices will run down, which I've seen studies where they say yes and no. And then I see where you put it down, they say, well, the juices run down from your brisket and won't go through the fat. You're only going to lose that fat juice that will go, so that'll keep your actual juices from your meat. I've seen it both ways, and I'm sure you can find somebody on TikTok that'll debunk it both ways for you if you really want to watch him and listen to him. But like I said, some say fat side up will be bark, but fat side down, you'll do a better job of protecting your meat. So I don't think you can go wrong. Like I said, I think you're right, Randy. Whatever way you do it is up to you and how you like it. We will see what other ones. One said it fat side down, you'll get the better smoke ring if that's what you're looking for, as opposed to fat side up. You won't. But you'll still get a ring, but it won't be as prominent as that. And mine, it had a pretty decent smoke ring on it, pretty good smoke ring. So I was happy with that, because I've heard you can't really get a smoke ring on the kettle, and I was like, well, I got one, looks pretty good. So
yeah, smoke rings don't really matter in my opinion. It's just kind of for show.
It looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty, and for the people who don't know if you smoked it, that it helps for them to kind of see it. But it's like the smoke ring is just kind of there for show. It doesn't. My opinion, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have a deep smoke ring. You don't have to have a perfect, beautiful smoke ring to have the brisket taste good. As long as you're seasoning it the way you like, cooking it however you like, and it comes out tender, and you and your family enjoy it. That's the only thing that matters. So if you're looking for how to get a good smoke ring, forget about it. Just cook the brisket and let it go. And don't worry about the smoke ring, because it ain't all that.
It really is not about the smoke ring, but it looks pretty when you cut into it and it's there. You watch anybody's videos or anybody's thing, and they're like, "Look at the smoke ring." It really is. It's just like, look at my rims on my truck, or look at my rims on my car, or whatever. For there, but a lot of people say, a lot of people. It's really 50-50 as I'm looking through this one. That's got a bunch of light. That it's pretty much, like I said, 50-50 with it being saying down to up. From there. But you did give me a tip as I had questions, because when we're at the competitions, I want to clarify it. He usually gets it on there and he's got the probes already in there most of the time before I get there. I generally get there on a Saturday morning. So Randy had the probes in there. Where do you place your probes when you're checking the temperature for your briskets?
I'm setting it on the flat. So like I kind of was explaining to you, like I'll use my phone for example. The phone, like if the grain is running, this way with it. So this is the flat. I want it kind of in the middle of it, um, just so that way you can see where the brisket where it is. And then if the grain is running this way, I want to stick the probe going that way. Same thing if it's going this way, I'm gonna stick it, to where
Against,
it's
you'll
going
go
with the
against.
grain. So that
Okay.
way you can kind of see where exactly it's at.
So
And
you're
you
almost
want to
going.
stick it. You want to have the probe where it's in meat and not in the fat. The fat is going to give you a different tip.
You're almost going
Stick it in the
against the
point.
grain.
You're going to be able to. The point's going to cook a lot faster, which you saw when you had one in the point and one in the flat.
Yeah.
The point cooks a lot faster because of the fat content.
Correct. Once you are correct. Once I got the temperature in there, so you're pointing it, if the grain's going, at a downwards angle, you are going to be going at an upwards angle, kind of meeting it basically in the middle. I did put one in the point on that because didn't know the point was the bigger size. Like I said, been a while since I've done it. You really saw the difference because that one we registered, it was like 147. I'm looking to take it off and wrap it at 160, and it took all of about 3-4 hours for it to get to that 160 mark. Meanwhile, the point at a certain point went from 110 to 150 in a matter of like an hour. It really, like, once it hit a certain point, that thing skyrocketed up. But it was good, been able to figure out where to put it, how to do it. Definitely got some tips and tricks on there. But definitely give it a shot. Let us know what you think by all means. Hey, I like it fat side down or fat side up, and why. Give us an explanation. Some just say up or some are saying down, but tell us why you do it. Um, if you're cooking it, what some people have called the pellet smokers, the easy bake oven, do it fat. Some say fat side up, fat side down, but most of them are saying down just to kind of protect your meat on that when it's not an offset smoker, because you never know, especially with that if you're not turning it, which is another trick. He was telling me was to keep turning my meat as my snake method went around. Make sure I go back and check it and move my meat so that it's still getting smoke and not getting any of that fire where I could have a flare up from it or something like that. So it's just cooking it with that smoke and that heat. Definitely with some good things and good there. Any more tips or tricks when it comes to a brisket on either method?
I mean, like I said, it doesn't matter. Just try different things. If you want to spritz, not spritz, it doesn't matter. You're gonna get a good brisket either way. As long as you're getting it tender, and you're just gonna go by feel with it. That probe's got to have no resistance in there. You want to, come out, let it rest. Don't get impatient with it. Like Ed, hit us up. He texted me when I'm eating my brownie fudge sundae. When I'm eating my double brownie fudge sundae, it's do not disturb until I finish it. But like I told him, just if it's brisket's wrapped, you got to let it go. Because sometimes when you wrap it, if you haven't noticed it and you haven't really kind of paid attention, you're going to get kind of two stalls. The initial stall before 165, and then once you wrap it, you're going to kind of get one for about an hour or two. Just sometimes around 170 to 175. But once it hits like 180, you're gonna notice it, especially if you have it wrapped in foil. You're gonna go from 180, all of a sudden you're at 195. I've had it, wrapped in foil, and I've, like I've told you, I've gone to bed and it's 180, but when I wake up, that brisket's at 195. 30 minutes later, when I get up to go check the fire, and when I check it, it's basically almost done. So you gotta go by feel, and you just gotta let that brisket go, especially when you wrap it, because brisket's gonna cook when that fat renders down. It's gonna cook a lot faster than what you think.
And I think you're right though. Ed got impatient with it because he started it later. I started mine. I got up at 5 in the morning on the dot. I don't even do that for work. Got up at 5, got the fire going, got everything all set up, got my snake method there, which was kind of hard to do because I was trying to be courteous to the neighbors that have a bedroom right next to the side of my house. So I didn't want to turn on that light and kind of have a light in their window or whatever. So I kind of had my phone out there and it took a little bit longer, but I got my snake method all set up, got the fire going, seasoned the brisket, and right about 6 o'clock, right when I told you I wanted to put it on, I got it on. And so here you go. And so it's funny, but as I'm reading through some of these, some of them are saying quit asking dumb questions and just go watch a YouTube video. Well, for those people on that one, I'm asking for this podcast because I want opinions. I want to know what ways to do it, which way do you do it, so we can share it with the masses. It's all about making, maybe your method may work for me, maybe it may work for somebody else, but if the questions don't get asked, they won't get answered. So yeah, you can go watch. I can go watch 10 different YouTube videos and get 10 different ways to do it.
Yep.
Both will say down is the only way. One will say up's the only way. So there's no right or wrong answer for it. Do it which way you like it. Like I said, my family enjoyed it. Chelsea said you can, I don't know if it's good or bad, but she said you can only get better. So
Yeah.
She's kind of spoiled with your brisket. And I said it's not Randy's brisket. She's spoiled because most of the time she tries your briskets, it's after a competition. She don't understand that your competition briskets are a little bit better of a cut of meat, and there's a little bit more tender TLC that gets put into it. So, but she really enjoyed it in there. So now she doesn't do leftovers, but she does. I'm gonna have to get her to do my brisket leftovers. That's the goal. We'll see. So we'll see how that goes from there. But like we said, do it your way. Like I said, when you see these questions on Facebook or something, if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. If you want to be rude about things like some people are, then do it. It doesn't matter. People are saying I stand on the side that everyone gets mad at, just to kind of play into these people that are being kind of jerks about it. One said, if you can't answer a simple question on Facebook, then just keep scrolling if you don't want to answer it. The fact that you took the time to answer it and say a snarky remark tells me you really cared about you didn't answer. Just watch a YouTube video. I don't have time to go round and round again. But the fact that you wrote all that, sent a link to a YouTube video that you've watched, tells me all I need to know. That says, clicking on the video of it said fat side down. So it is what it is, but I have fun doing that. We'll have to think of another question for next or 2 weeks from now, next Inside the Pit. If you have one that you want me to ask, send it to me at Junior Salinas on Facebook. And I will be more than happy to ask that question if you have something you would like to ask for it. We may dive back into some other things with it, but we'll go from there. Any other final thoughts on brisket? Because brisket's king here in Texas.
No,
and nobody does.
Like I said, just try it whatever way you want. If you want to use salt and pepper, whatever stuff you want to use, try it. Try different ways. Don't get stuck in the rut where like everybody else, especially if you're just getting into it. People saying, salt and pepper, that's all you need. Post oak is all you need to use, or mesquite's all you need to use. Try different woods. Try different seasonings till you find what you like and what your family likes. Because there's a bunch out there. They're all good. Some people say don't use rubs that have sugar on them because it burns. I can tell you if you take some TLC when you're smoking a brisket, that brisket's going to come out great, delicious. You can ask anybody who's you've catered for, tried our brisket. You know, like I said, just definitely try different stuff. Just don't follow YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Try what you like and find what you and your family enjoy.
I found one. Never heard of it, never thought of it. I asked the question. I don't think I'll get an answer whether or not it's a fake. Just I'm trying to be funny and dumb. One was for sure said he puts it on the side. One says, and he does it, he cooks it on a drum smoker and he hangs it. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I hadn't tried it yet.
I've heard people doing
I'm not
ribs,
sure.
hanging ribs and stuff like that, but a brisket, I don't even know how you would hang that.
You'd have to stick it through like a thick part of the meat, and I mean you're gonna have a big gouge in that. Some people have done it and it's come out like looking good, and sometimes some I've seen where it's come out looking burnt. Definitely, you would have to take more care of it because you're hanging it right over the fire where there's nothing to kind of protect it.
Correct. I would think you'd have to have like a one of the metal plates or something to kind of help block the heat, block that fire from going up, because as it drips, it will drip juice.
Yep.
And juices from it will get out. It's going to hit that thing, could cause a flare up from there. So I would be interested in seeing how that works for sure. But I don't know if you would really have to kind of be watching that one for sure. But all right, let's we'll head out to this. We'll put a wrap and a bow on this one for this Inside the Pit. Basically, the overall results are 50-50, whether it's fat side up or down, but pretty much 100%, 50-50 fat side up or down if it's a kettle or a green egg or a drum smoker. And then pretty much, I would say just about 100%, maybe 90% if we wanted to be more correct, on the offset smoker, say fat side up from there. Because a lot of them did say depends on where you're getting your heat, for sure. So there's your final bow on this edition of Inside the Pit. But when we return, we will go through our last segment where it's around the pit, and we will ask some questions to Randy when we return.
Yeah, hell yeah. Anything else real quick before we leave? Is there anything that you got in that watch that was really cool that you want to mention?
Well, and it makes sense. Lonely Island was all over this because Andy Samberg is freaking Dale.
Yep.
Oh, it was written by the guy that created Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which I've mentioned before is a very good show to watch.
Good show.
But yeah.
Hey, this weekend is Maverick Top Gun or Top Gun Maverick.
That's right. Also,
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers.
Mm.
Bob's Burgers and Top Gun Maverick.
I will not be seeing those this weekend. I will be very, very busy.
What will you be doing this weekend?
He's moving.
Moving.
What? You're moving?
What? You're moving?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where are you moving to?
Idaho.
Yeah.
You
what?
lying?
We do the
Yeah.
show online, so it's not gonna really affect us in that much.
But when did you? Why didn't I never?
We can FaceTime
What?
it. You know?
I did not know that was happening. Would you get a gig?
I'm moving about half a mile,
Yeah, he's moving to the greatest city in the world, Little Elm, Texas.
which is also where I live now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then why did you lie to us, you asshole?
Because it's fun to see your expression when you go,
Yeah. Oh my god, like he would break it to you that way.
say anything?
I was like, damn, that's
We were waiting to the party to tell each other this.
So, are you?
All right, welcome back. Our last segment, Around the Pit. Now, I need y'all to go to YouTube and watch this. So even if you just watch this segment, you will see a picture of Randy with his fantasy football league championship that we were in, and our producer Chris's league. They didn't like our draft picks. They didn't like our stuff, but yet he finished first. I finished fourth. I really didn't put much effort and much stock into the third place finish, but I know they laughed at me when it came to drafting Tucker early, and Tucker single-handedly won me at least 2 games and helped me get into the main tournament, not the losers bracket tournament that the producer was in. But he does a lot of trash talking. He says he's going to win it again this year, and I don't see it happening.
Well, I need you to go ahead and buy your belt so I can have right here so I can be like Roman Reigns.
Chelsea doesn't want a belt.
Or Becky 2 belts, you know.
We'll look at a trophy, and if we get the trophy bought and purchased, I will give you the trophy.
And I don't want no trophy. I want a belt. I don't care what Chelsea says. You can tell Chelsea right now she's not deciding it. I'm deciding it. As champ, I decide.
I'm going to be looking for a new spot on mine. If anybody knows, playing. Randy did win my league as well. He won both fantasy leagues. He really did good. You really did good in Chris's. Mine, you kind of snuck in there towards the end. You got hot. And that's all that really mattered in there. Your team got hot at the right moment. It will be an interesting fantasy this year with all the player changes. Do you keep A.J. Brown knowing that Jalen Hurts is his thing? Do you draft Tyreek Hill early knowing Tua is his quarterback? I mean, it's interesting to see what's going on with that for sure. But I said we would ask Randy some hard-hitting questions. And since he's got his fantasy football belt on, I really have no clue what I was going to ask him, but I will. What is your strategy for fantasy football? If somebody's getting into it for the first time, what would you say your strategy is?
Don't draft all one team. Don't draft all Cowboys. Except for if you are in a PPR league. Definitely, if you have, good quarterback that can run, aka Kyler Murray. People laughed at me for drafting Kyler Murray. Hopkins. I had Ertz. I had both their running back. They laughed at me, so you're a Cardinals fan. Now I'm a Cowboys fan, but I'm a realist because I know exactly what they're going to do. And they all went off, especially they went off in playoff time, with the exception of Hopkins, because he decided he wanted to get hurt late in the season. But hey, you know what? Sometimes it pays. But definitely, you don't have to do research. I don't do no research. I kind of just look at what their rating is, what their projections are, and go based off of that. And then look, for drafting a quarterback, look to see who the receivers are. If draft a receiver, look to see who the quarterbacks are. Look to see whoever is on their team. Definitely, if the Houston quarterback that was traded to the Browns, Deshaun Watson.
Now,
if he gets suspended, I would probably pick up Baker Mayfield early if he gets suspended, and I'd pick up some of those receivers. That'd be my fantasy hint of this week because I have a feeling that if Watson gets suspended, my money is going to be on Baker. I'm going to become a huge Baker Mayfield fan because I want to see him give him a middle finger and go out there and just rock the world, win a Super Bowl, and ride off into the sunset with them. What are they going to do? That'd be funny. That'd be funny for me. Be funny for every NFL fan out there.
Non-Brown fans would be hysterical for sure. That's a good strategy. And I would second that is depending on, like Chris's league is a PPR league, meaning you get a point for just catching the ball. My league, I don't give you credit for doing your job. You're doing your job. You should be out. You're a receiver. That's your job. Catch the football. So I don't give you points, but I'll give you extra bonus points if you make it like a 40-yard touchdown, a 50-yard touchdown. Kickers, I take away points as well. You should make inside 40, I believe, even with it moving back. But that's just my thing. But I would say for sure, definitely don't load up on one team, but make sure, biggest key, I mistake almost every year. I'm saying it now to remind myself not to draft too many players on the same bye week. I'm not one to big add and drop because I like my team. I generally pick it and I like it. I know some people will draft a team and then they'll go second week, they have basically a whole new team. And that works for them. But you know what? keep an eye on those things for sure. But I tend to pick up people, and then I'm like, crap, week 7, I got half my team on a bye week. And that's just how it works. And I think this last in Chris's league, I played 1 week without a kicker, just because I didn't want to drop anybody else. So pay attention to those. If you're just getting it in, pay attention to see if you have injury spots available for that league, so that you can go and get those players from there. But we'll see. Football season is quickly approaching, for sure. We're not Cardinals fans, but we are Melissa Cardinals fans. Hopefully, Nick can get up there, JV, maybe even get a couple varsity things on there. Hopefully, he'll grow a couple inches over the summer. But what do you got? What's your big talk for Around the Pit?
Around the pit, I mean, there's not really a lot to go on, with the exception of what happened in the Western Conference Finals.
What happened?
Exactly. You knew exactly what was going to happen.
No.
Run into a
I'm glad you said this. I told Chris wasn't there yet. We had just left. Chris got there to Danny and Vanessa's for Xavier's graduation. I had said I'm going to go and watch them lose game 3. Oh, you're a hater. You're a hater. No, I'm a Mavs fan. I remember cheering for the Mavs when they won 12 games a season. Randy would laugh at me why they suck, and he started cheering for the Spurs because they were competitive.
Yeah, with Rick Perry as the owner.
Yeah, he started cheering for them, and I stayed with the Mavericks. So when they got to the finals, that 1 year loss to Dwayne Wade and the Heat, and when we got there again and won it, I was, ecstatic in tears. And now here, but I'm telling you, they kept Charlie and David. No, they're a jump shooting team, man. Finney Smith and this guy gets hot and this guy gets hot at home and they can shoot lights out. You're shooting against the Splash Brothers. You're not going to win many games trying to get into a shootout with that. I'm not going to win many games. I'm not going to win a gunfight, a shooting bat going up against like an Army Ranger or something like that. Somebody trained killer. And it's not going to happen. I might get a shot or two. And that's why game 4, I think they won game 4. And I told you this, they won game 4. I think the Warriors gave it to them. Let us celebrate in front of our home crowd. Let us celebrate in front of this.
They've done it the series before. They got blown out game 4 without game 5 and blew them out.
They won, and they almost blew it. The Mavericks were up. I turned on the PS5. I was playing the baseball game. Next thing I know, it's a 10-point game. I had to start turning back to the game. But I didn't have much confidence against the Warriors. All I wanted was them is to beat Phoenix. Beat Phoenix, get over that hump, get some confidence. Now they know, hey, let's get some help for Luka. Then we'll reload. I think within a couple years, if we can get him some help, we can be in the finals, if not winning a championship. He's that talented, but we got to get some more pieces around him. We got to get people that can drive the basketball. Too many times in that series, I saw people just would settle for a contested 3 instead of shot fake, get the guy up, dribble around him, go lay it up and get a guaranteed 2 points. I wish the Warriors luck. I'm a bit Steph Curry fan as well. So if he wins, all power to him.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good series. I do have the Warriors winning. I don't think the Celtics have enough. But I did see a statistic, and it is kind of cool to see. Both head coaches were once on the San Antonio Spurs. So it is kind of cool to see a former coach of the Spurs and former player and Udoka get out there, get his team to the finals with not very many people on that roster. Besides Tatum, I think Horford's there. There's not. It's just a very team-oriented roster.
Did you hear this stat that this is like the 76th year in a row?
That
a Knick
former New York Knicks
has played on it, and in the final. That's amazing. That's a weird, stat. And I'm telling you, find some weird stuff off TikTok. That's where we saw it. That's not good. But I would have never. It's a weird stats for sure. But it was good. Like I said, we'll see. Interesting thing there. I'm excited about that. For Dallas sports, they made some good runs. The actual baseball team's not doing half bad. So I still anticipate them fizzling out. They're already talking about trading some of their pitchers to get younger pitchers. What? That's typical Rangers. But let's go ahead and wrap this up. My final thoughts: it was a success last week doing it Randy last. So we'll let the pit master have his final words. My small business was Ronnie Achor Realtor. Check him out. He will help you sell or buy a new house. They go to some great lenders and stuff. And when he meets with you, he'll meet with you via Zoom. He'll take you to the places you need to do, and he will give you the confidence in there. Let him know that Junior from Big Salinas Barbecue sent you, and he'll give you that 5-star treatment. My final thoughts, again, whether you're cooking your brisket fat side up or down, just make it that you love your friend. Try it both ways. Give it a shot. You need tips and tricks. The barbecue world is out here. If they truly are pit masters or they're truly in the barbecue business, they will help you. That is one community that will not talk bad about you, will not say anything. They'll give you tips to get better, especially at competition, because they want to beat you on your A game for there. So if you're doing it, like I said, give our stuff a try. Go anywhere you get your podcast, go to YouTube, check it out. You'll see a picture of Randy and his belt. I'm sure he'll post it on Facebook or something, maybe, if we're lucky. But give our stuff a try, and you just might get hooked on big flavor, big taste, Big Salinas.
You stole my thunder. This man over here.
I told you it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, like you said, definitely give her stuff a try. It's my small business shoutout of the week. Be sure to follow him on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. That is Ugly Drum Smokers of Florida. I know for sure he's on TikTok showing some good cooking skills on a drum smoker. So if you're interested in getting a drum smoker, definitely hit him up. He's got some cool stuff. He did, a shout out to Dale Earnhardt #3. He's done Deadpool drum smoker. He's done an Army drum smoker. Whatever you think you can think of, hit him up, and he will help you out. If you're looking for some tips on a drum smoker, hit him up or hit me up. We'll guide you in it, and help you out along the way. And of course, as always, give our stuff a try, BigSalinsBarbecue.com, or hit the links below. Follow us everywhere on social media: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Like I said, we don't ever post on Twitter, but if you want to follow us on Twitter, follow us. You never know. We just may post on there. We just may have something on there. Just might. Yeah, maybe coming soon. I don't know. I don't heard that. It's on my phone. But give her, like I said, like he said, give her something to try. You never know. Just make it hooked on big taste, big flavor, Big Salinas Barbecue. And as always, keep that smoke rolling, and we will see you down the road.
Smoke rolling? What podcast are you on?
I just got to shout out my boy Johnny Mags, Pit Left Barbecue.
No, you know what? We do it better. Keep the smoke rolling. Right. We do it better. We're going to steal it. Since you sold me for a pair of draws.
See y'all next week. See y'all down the road.
People ask, what could be bigger than damn?